Hey guys and girls, Mrs. Wirth here. I am putting together a couple of videos for Casey at the Bat. So we're going to start this first video out with poetry, sound, and rhyme scheme. So I need you to get out the paper that looks like this. This is a little review of poetry, sound, and rhyme scheme. So first we're going to talk about the sound devices. Now if you remember from your first lessons that you had with Mrs. Gary, you talked about a couple of things. You talked about alliteration, assonance, consonants, and onomatopoeia. We are going to use these 4 words to do a little review here. So first I'm going to start with the example. I have stood still and stopped the sound of feet. Oops, I went out a little bit. That's okay. This is by Robert Frost. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see. So write that down quick. Now, the definition we see here is the repetition of initial consonant sounds in a series of words. You should hear a ST sound several times in this example. I have stood still and stopped the sound of feet. The repetition of initial consonant sounds is alliteration. So we will write alliteration on the first blank. Next, we're going to talk about the repetition of the same vowel sounds among words. So the example here is, I must confess that in my quest I felt depressed and restless. That's from Thin Lizzy. Back up, let you look at it. Pause here, copy it down. Okay. So the repetition of the same vowel sounds among the words. Confess, in my quest, felt depressed and restless. You should hear the sound. Repetition of a vowel is assonance. Back up, let you look at it. Okay, now, in the third one, the repetition of the same consonant sounds among words, not limited to initial sounds. You see the word consonant here. That's a big tip-off. Which one of those 4 do you think is going to be this one? Well, if you're thinking this smiley face prediction up here, you might just get it. Alright. So, all mammals named must be clammy. Ah. Consonant sounds. You should hear a bunch of mms. Consonants. Back up, pause here. Go ahead and copy that down. Okay. Last but not least, we're going to look at words whose sounds imitate their meaning. Okay, tick, tock. What do you think? A clock. Right. Click, clack, drip, drop, and one more, sizzle. Those are all sounds that imitate their meaning. Okay, so they're words describing how their sounds actually are. So when you hear a drip at your faucet, you use the word drip. That is onomatopoeia. So here we go. O-N-O-M-A-T-O-P-O-E-I-A. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. That is sound devices. Last but not least, we're going to talk about rhyme scheme. We have words whose final syllables have the exact same sound. So all the poets in the room, if you're a poet and you didn't even know it, right? Words whose final symbols almost rhyme. Rhymes within lines. And rhymes at the end of lines. So we have complete rhyme, partial rhyme, internal rhyme, and end rhyme. And we have to figure out where all of them go. So, first, again, we'll start with the examples. We have cloud and crowd. Sound similar, different spellings. Proud, loud. This is an example of complete rhyme. It's complete rhyme because all of the words' final syllables have the exact same sound. They do not have to be the same spelling. They do not have to have the same spelling, but they have to have the same sound. Words whose final syllables almost rhyme, that would be like cloud and round. Close, but there's an N in there that makes it sound different and round, but they're very similar. Brown, shout, plow. Sound similar and they almost rhyme. So we call that a partial rhyme. Rhymes within lines. The word in here tells us that it's going to be an internal rhyme. But let's look at some examples to help us figure this out. When in the fog, I jog. Jog and fog are not the endings of lines, but they're within the same rhyme, or in the same line, rather. Look, I rhymed. Rhymes at the end of lines are last. That is very obvious. It's an end rhyme. Okay? Yes, I am a cat. When I go out, I wear a hat. Ending of lines, cat and hat. That is end rhyme. So, there you go. Poetry sounds and rhymes review. Please finish filling out this page and send me a picture of your completed notes.